Hello. Hey, Jamie, would you play the flute, please? Hello and welcome to the Tifo Football Podcast. I'm Joe Devine, and today I am delighted to be joined by Jon Mackenzie.
Hello.
All right, how's it going?
All right.
Pull that mic right into your face. There it is, perfect. Sebastian Stafford-Bloor.
Hello, Joe Devine.
And the Mercurial, the great guy. It's hard being a commentator, isn't it? What other descriptive words
Moisturised, I'm moisturised.
The moisturised.
Sonorous.
The sonorous
I'll
Musa Okwonga of the Stadio Football Podcast. Hey, Musa.
How you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Hey, Joe.
Hey. He's here for his second day with us, Musa. He's going home tomorrow. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Now, what are we talking about on today's show? Well, I should tell you at the beginning, at the outset, right now, that we are recording this in the immediate aftermath of the Argentina-Austria game. That's right. We decided to have an earlier day today. So, we do not know what has happened in the France-Iraq game, but I'm guessing that France will win that game. I don't know. I could look like a fool come tomorrow. Good news is I already look like a fool today, so it really won't make that much of a difference. What are we going to talk about on today's show? Well, Argentina versus Austria, of course. Lionel Messi becoming the outright all-time Men's World Cup top goal scorer in fine fashion. Or was it fine fashion? I don't know. We discussed that on today's show. We're going to play a very exciting rondo. We talk about Egypt's first World Cup win. We're going to look a little ahead to England, who are playing their second game against Ghana tomorrow. And we're going to check in on points are bad. Did I miss anything, producer Ryan? Ryan is shaking his head. Okay, well, there we go. Later, someone will add music to this part. Yes, there we go. Okay, lovely bit of music that was. Now, let's begin with Argentina 2. I forgot to write the score down. 2-0 Austria. There it is. That's right. Argentina, of course, beating Austria 2-0 in Dallas, Texas, thanks to 2 goals from Lionel Messi, which, of course, saw him become the outright all-time men's top goal scorer in the World Cup finals, now with 18 goals. Pretty incredible. Would you like to hear a stat? That's where we start. We were discussing this stat during our live watch-along as we watched this game. So apparently, since turning 35... and I should say Messi is now 38 years old.
Eight.
So since turning 35, so just including the Qatar World Cup and this current one, Messi has now scored as many World Cup goals as Pelé did in total. That's 12. It's kind of crazy, that statistic, isn't it? Absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Seb, is there a more deserving holder of this honour, do you think?
It's really fitting. Arguably the greatest player of all time holds a record which is that important within the game. Different stories, though. I loved Miro Klose having the record. It was great because there was such a journey attached to that. But
you're so close to him that you call him Miro Klose.
Miro Klose.
Yeah. Miro, yeah. No, that's just the kind of thing that only a familiar friend would say.
I live in Germany. I'm entitled to
Leo Messi, don't you?
You know, and Leo Messi.
Yeah, Leo Messi.
I would never say Leo Messi. I only ever say Lionel Messi. I full name him out of respect.
Yeah.
You know what I like, Joe, is that he broke the record with the goal that he did.
Yeah.
Because
instead of the penalty.
Instead of the penalty, and Musa and I were talking, it was very familiar. It's very reminiscent of the goal he scored in the Clasico years ago against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, where there was a step over, he's at the edge of the box, beautiful finish, and then the second goal to kind of put a bit of distance between him and the rest of the field that will, I guess Kylian Mbappe will chase him over the next couple of years for that record. But yeah, I mean, you can't really argue with it, can you?
No. He didn't have the best game though, Musa, did he? But he still scored 2 goals and 5 for the tournament.
Yeah, I was saying to John during the stream, it's the most chaotic Leo Messi performance I've seen in a big game for a while.
Yeah.
So he misplaced some passes quite weirdly. One went out into touch. He played a pass quite late on, maybe tired legs, that started an Austria counter-attack. And just was not fully locked in, I felt, with some of the combination play at certain points. And then, of course, obviously the penalty miss where it felt like he was watching to see the keeper dive and then put it wider in the corner. At the same time, the build-up play for his opening goal was classic Messi. The closing goal, it's funny because Messi scores so many goals now that he scores goals that remind you of his old ones.
Yeah.
So for those who remember the 4-1...
stealing his own material.
Yeah, exactly. He's jacking himself.
He's like Steven Spielberg making a new film that's reminiscent of Jurassic Park.
You have rappers that sample themselves
and
make bangers off the second song. It felt like that. But yeah, overall, just Messi knew when to raise it, and John and I were talking actually about how the second goal, it felt like Messi was fully liberated by that. Like the smiles really came out, because I think even at 1-0, there was a sense of, let's get into the next round.
Yeah.
Let's get the second one out of the way, because I think there is still a lot, there's like so much depending on Messi. And every now and again, you see the cracks in the facade that show you how human he is, like the missed penalty. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you, beyond Messi, were you that impressed by Argentina? I know it's quite hard to distill him out of the team.
I was impressed by Rodrigo de Paul.
Yes, sure.
Each time I see him in a major tournament, he does something different. So the last tournament, he was playing these like crossfield switches. I wasn't aware he had that passing range on him. This tournament, his positional sense, the amount that he's clearly trusted by Messi, but also tackled by Scaloni, dropping deep between the centre-backs, peeling out right, a third midfielder in a tight three. He was the player, I think, that stood out to me. I think Enzo was very busy, didn't do much that stood out, but I think was very industrious in the middle of the pitch. And also we talked about Argentina's defence. Look, they handled things. They weren't given that much threat, but actually there's a thing where players who play for their clubs are maybe a bit volatile. When they come for Argentina, we mentioned Marcus Rojo before during the stream, they find a level of discipline and they look very solid. Otamendi, I thought, was very good when he came on too. So yeah, I think maybe that's a telling thing. The players I've identified, I was impressed with for their defensive capabilities, which must be a bit of a concern for Argentina.
I think you make the argument that Argentina are sort of a fairly defensively minded team, right? And they know that they've got the magic dust of Messi to sprinkle over the top, and that'll get you a long way.
Well, I'm going to ask you about how you think the game went. What do you think of this Argentina side more generally? Before I do, I just want to ask one more question about Messi. Well, you alluded to this already, but Seb, how long do you think he will hold on to this for? Because Kylian Mbappe is still, in his middle years in terms as far as his career goes, will want to score more goals this tournament. The point was made during the watch-along of this game that Argentina's final group game is against Jordan, where it feels eminently possible that Messi could score another hat-trick or two. So maybe his aim will be to score as many as possible in this tournament so as to hold on to that record for as long as possible. But do you think it's, I don't know, is it a foregone conclusion that Mbappe will take it at some point?
Yeah, I think so. Also, that game against Jordan, depending on what happens between Jordan and Algeria, Argentina could be assured of top spot in the group. Messi may not play, or he may not play for 90 minutes, and he is 38, so that would probably be a smart move. I think also, and we made this point earlier in the watch along, there's a chance that by the end of Kylian Mbappe's career, a World Cup contains more than 48 teams. Yeah. And we expand even further, and obviously he's a lot younger, so he has almost a decade. How old is Kylian Mbappe now? 24?
27, 28?
27, 28. Okay, so he's got a decade on Messi. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's very possible that by the time he retires, the record is further on.
Yeah.
I also think Mbappe's path to all-time greatness goes through the World Cup now.
Yeah.
I don't think that Mbappe's path to all-time greatness...
Completely agree.
I think his arc... Yeah. I don't think Mbappe is going to win multiple Ballon d'Or.
But that makes him so interesting, right? From the point of view that I think most great players, at least in the present day, solidify their legacies in the domestic game, whereas Mbappe hasn't.
I think, like, looking back on 2022, his performance in the World Cup final was one of the great moments in World Cup history. That period of time where he's one of those players who he is not a consistent force in games. When he decides to switch on the power, what do you do? He almost single-handedly won France a World Cup.
Mbappe's peak is absolutely terrific.
Absolutely
There's a moment in that final where he goes through, he's out on the left flank and he beats like 3 players, and then eventually McAllister hacks it clear, panics and hacks it clear, and you're like, this man destroyed an entire flank of Argentina's defence who were desperate to get possession. And, you know, he's been terrifying this since 2018. Like, I think that guy's going to claim the all-time record, but I think by the time he finishes his career, we won't see a bigger gap. It's not like he hasn't a great club career, but we won't see a bigger gap between club performance and national performance. We won't have seen anything like that.
I wonder also with Mbappe, maybe this is just because he reminds me of Ronaldo Nazario.
Yeah.
I don't. When I watch him play, I don't think he's the kind of player that's still playing at 38 years old. I just don't think he'll have the longevity that Messi has had.
No, because we're at the start of the game. Having said that, I wonder when Mbappe's actually going to slow down, because he might just remain freakishly fast until he retires.
Yeah. The other thing is that in this game, at least, it felt like in the moment when Messi scores that second goal, it's almost like he's willed it to happen in the sense that he now has to pick and choose his moments when he goes, which is something that happens when you are an older player. Obviously, you can't play at the same level of intensity the whole game.
Totally, yeah.
But it felt though like in that moment right at the end, he just got it into his head. I'm going to score now.
Yeah.
And he just switched it on and did had those short bursts where he can do stuff, which I think that's such an interesting. And speaking of someone who's now old and can't do what he used to do, it's one of the hardest things to learn to deal with as a player. I think learning what your limitations are and how to pace yourself through a game. But yeah, I thought in that there was a few moments. There was one as well in that game where he picks the ball up in midfield. He did the usual thing where he does a couple of 1-2s, pass and move, gets through the middle at speed, and suddenly goes. And it was like, oh, there's a flash of what the old
the foul
Messi,
they brought him down. Yeah,
the flash of the old Messi. But we don't get that all the time. But he still has the ability to do the things that are incredible that he was doing with increasing, with a amount of regularity when he was younger. I think the last goal in particular for me, the second goal there, the touch he takes to bring it down for the first reception when I think Paredes tries to play the ball to him, it deflects off the defender, and he has the reactions and ability to get his leg out and respond to it to bring it down.
Great touches of the World Cup. So
unbelievable.
Unbelievably good.
And I think that's what maybe something with Mbappe that I feel like his game relies on those kind of moments so much that I think when you start having to temporize them and not use them all the time, then he will be much less effective.
I wonder if I think we underappreciate how rare it is to have obviously Messi playing until such a late stage in his career, but playing so well, but also a player wanting to do that, right? Because you wonder whether for someone like, not necessarily someone just like Kylian Mbappe, but players of his age and going forward into the next generation, do you want to still be playing football beyond 33, 34 when the calendar is as full as it is, when the demands on a player are so extensive? Do you want to do something else with your life? Because you can. Like, I feel like footballers after, I mean, we're decades after, the old retirement routine of, take a pub and, or something like that. You can do so many things. And so for someone like Mbappe, who, if you hear him speak, he's clearly, he's an interesting guy. He's got ideas, and he's got. Wildly, you can imagine him doing interesting stuff after he finishes playing football. So you wonder whether he will still be anywhere near.
I compare Messi to LeBron James in that sense, and in terms of the desire, the conditioning,
right?
But also even the goal scoring record. Like LeBron James got the scoring record, and he wasn't even a score first player. He scored because he had to win, and Messi the same. Messi in 2010 had a spectacular World Cup, didn't score, had several assists. But Messi did what the team needed. And in this World Cup, his incarnation is, okay, I have to score. That's what I have to do. And I think the LeBron comparison is the same in the sense that the longevity, like these are people that love the game and the game's rewarded them so much. I don't think Messi's going to go into podcasting or golf, unlike LeBron. I don't think you'll get Messi doing like Mind the Game, which is a shame because I think that Messi talking to the right fellow footballer about game states would be mind-blowing. I think his tactical mind is astonishing, but we're just never going to see that podcast, which is a shame.
We started off with that stat, which is he scored more goals, the same amount of goals as Pele since 35.
Since 35.
Ridiculous.
I think that's really interesting, right? On the basis of, I'm interested to hear what you guys think of this, because on the basis of what we said, it feels like his powers have waned and he has to pick and choose his moments, and yet he's scored all of those goals, those 12 goals after 35 and didn't score tons before, right? The record would clearly be his if he'd have scored at a rate that Mbappe was scoring throughout his whole World Cup career. Why do we think that he is weirdly come into goal scoring form late?
You know the actor, was it Stellan Skarsgård, right? Mm-hmm. Got this incredible late career run where like he's just picking his moments, and it's like, it's not necessarily extended periods. It's not physical acting. It's just like monologues and like down the camera and like Shakespearean style. And Messi's almost like in that period of like, I'm in my like soliloquy era where it's like, I'm not going to be running all around the stage. I'm just going to be like focused and intense and brooding. And I think when you have...
You're saying this World Cup is Messi's sentimental value, is it?
Yeah, no, totally. Thank you. Yes. Because I think it's almost like, okay, I can't do the full range anymore. Yeah. I'm not like... I'm not terrifying anymore. Mm. Like I'm not like, Messi of 2011, which was just like, it was just like a holy terror. Yeah. I'm not the holy terror anymore. What I am is like, I'm like a late era Paul Newman in like Road to Perdition, where I just have like Messi. What Messi has in this tournament is he has gravitas.
Yeah.
And that is like,
He's got
gravitas
wisdom.
It's terrifying. Like the bit in the, we were talking about before. He did a great pre-match analysis about Argentina playing narrow, lack of width, and the way that Messi just opens the game up.
Yeah,
it was like watching someone like unfold. It's like watching an accountant unfold, like do their taxes, like perfectly. The pitch is like so tight, and Messi one pass spreads everything.
Well, the penalty and the 2 goals all came from him starting out wide,
and the game had been so tight,
shifting it across.
And the moment the game gets open, Austria are completely disorientated because all of a sudden you've got players who are doing short sprints to other players. All of a sudden they're having to run like 20 yards instead of 5, and they're thinking, okay, this is a new game now. Where is everyone? Messi, of course, goes missing, which is his greatest skill in big games, his ability to disappear. Like Algeria, everyone's watching him, and with his 3rd goal, all of a sudden no one's watching him. Trots the edge of the box. By the time the ball arrives, and actually, shout out to Almada, who I think is having a kind of Enzo Fernandez type World Cup, in the sense that he's a breakout player, combining very well. You see what I'm saying? And then just Messi does that thing where he opens the pitch up, and it's suddenly everything's on his terms.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? He turns the game to his.
Yeah.
You talk about game states. He makes it his state. Right?
Yeah. Well, we talk about the goals, but like each of those scenarios, the penalty and the 2 goals was started by him.
Yeah.
And then he arrives later on, and that's his genius, right? It's not just the goal scoring; it's the ability to break open those kind of games.
And there's a thing actually. There's a moment you see with great players. You can tell where they're catching fire in big games. Zidane would do it. If Zidane got a couple of touches in the first 5 minutes of a huge game, he was going to cook you. And Messi actually was a little bit ineffectual in the closing stages. Then he wins a tackle high up on that flank, and then something goes off, and you're like, oh, he's locked in again. And his ability just to take like these 5-minute pockets of games, all of them have got it. Lamine Yamal's got it, and Mbappe's got it. Their ability to like just dominate a game for 5 minutes at a time. And it's no coincidence that a few minutes after that tackle out on the flank, he wins possession, that he's creating the goal. I think it's just, the great players have that ability to like just to go.
When you say it like that, it makes me think of musicians who talk about the fact that they can't just sit down and write a great song.
Yes.
But what they can do is work on the environment that they're in, so that when the inspiration strikes, they're able to capture it. And that's what Messi does in the game. Right?
He's a producer. Yeah. He's a producer. He's like
he's the Quincy Jones of football.
Yeah. He is. Yeah. I love this analogy you've made because he creates the entire context. I mentioned Van Persie doing it. I can't remember the game it was. Maybe it was Birmingham, where Van Persie gets the ball like on the halfway line and just like sets the table. He's like, okay, that ball is going left. I'm going to jog here. No one's going to watch me. I'll have another touch here. And by the end, he's like 6 yards out, side foot finish. Yeah. And then you look back at the disarray that he's created at 3 different points. And defenders who were really paying close attention to Van Persie were all of a sudden like, I had one message in my inbox, now I've got 15.
Yeah.
And then I've got all this admin, and that's what Messi does. He just gives you so much admin. It's like yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we were going to talk about Argentina. We still will, but we'll now do it after a break and after a rondo. So join us again in a moment. When also, I'm just hearing from producer Ryan that we have got JJ's second-hand gift. John, do you know where yours is for today?
I didn't realise we were doing it today.
Yeah, we were supposed to do it yesterday, but then you were off.
What's the category? Remind me.
It's the third one. So as a reminder for people at home, we're playing this game throughout, it's a bit of more of a tournament, really. Playing this tournament throughout the course of the next 5.5 weeks. It's called the Second-Hand Memorabilia Challenge. And it's round 3 today. It was supposed to be yesterday, but then you were surprised off and I forgot. It's the International Incident Round. You had £50 each to spend. This was buy a football-related item originally from a country outside the UK. So if you know where your item is in the office, you are free now to go and grab it. And then when you come back, we'll play a rondo, okay?
Yes.
In which case, Jamie, can we cut to like a pause for 2 minutes? Perfect. Thank you. And yeah?
Yes, I know exactly which one it is.
Yeah, we're live. Turns to Gans and Act, everybody. We're back after that break, and I hope somebody's taking time codes today. Is anyone taking time codes? Yeah, fantastic. We'll cut that out later. Nothing happened there. Nothing at all happened there. Now, welcome back from that delightful break. Let's play a rondo. Musa, did you enjoy your first rondo yesterday?
Yes, of course. I'm just happy to be involved.
Yes, of course.
What was the rondo yesterday? I didn't catch it.
What was the rondo yesterday? I don't remember.
It was
British transfer records.
It was British transfer records in and out. It was
started
actually
well,
trickier
then I
than
fell
we
away.
thought.
Started well, then I fell off a cliff.
I mean, most of them are from last summer, presumably.
That's true. What was really funny to me is that in 2009, it jumped from 30 million, having gradually been increasing, to 80 when Ronaldo went to Real Madrid.
Right.
All of a sudden, it more than doubled.
There's the same thing in Scottish football where, like, I think, was it Celtic who their record signing was like Chris Sutton for
Right.
20 years.
It's like the cost of like a Freddo, isn't it? Those chocolate.
Don't get me started on the cost of Freddos.
Like a gold ink.
Now you're speaking my language, not this Quincy Jones nonsense.
The cost of a Freddo is deep lore of the Tifo Football Podcast.
Listen, I could take multitudes. Something for everyone.
Okay, so here's the rondo. Now, here's how the rondo works. I ask a question that has multiple correct answers. We go around in a circle. These guys give me correct answers. If they give me incorrect answers, they are ejected from the rondo. If they dither or dilly-dally or take a certain length of time or displease me in any way, I eject them from the rondo. The final person standing is named Rondo Del Rey. I know that's wrong. And today, the category is as follows. What I'm looking for is countries that either have previously hosted the World Cup or will are confirmed to host the World Cup in the coming 8 years, okay? Of course, you can only there are countries that have hosted multiple times. They only count as one. So when Mexico's taken, it's taken. There you go. Okay. There's a freebie.
Okay.
Musa, I will start with you.
Mexico.
Yes, Mexico. Mexico is now taken.
I'm so happy.
Okay, there are three instances, of course, of Mexico.
But that only counts as one.
That only counts as one. 1970, 1986, and then the current tournament. Yeah. Seb, to you.
The United States.
Yes, the United States, of course, in 1994, and now. John?
England,
of course, just the once in 1966, but only needs to happen once, and we did win it. So just whatever. Shut up. I hate you. Musa?
Chile.
Yeah. Do you know what? I wondered if Chile might be one that would catch people out a little later. Do you remember the year?
62.
62. The year of your birth. Is that right?
Wow.
No,
1862.
That was barbaric.
Was it though?
Seb?
South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa 2010. John?
Korea.
South Korea?
Yes.
Yes? Yeah.
No, North Korea. The famous North Korean World Cup.
Well, famously, North Korea have had
in the demilitarized zone.
have had some famous successes at the World Cup in history. Yes, in 2002, of course, Japan, South Korea. Musa, back to you.
Italy.
You know what? I'm now, because of how locked in you are, I'm worried I should have prepared a tiebreaker, and I haven't.
He's just reading them off his brain. You can see it. He's got them all written inside his skull. You can see it.
Seb?
Argentina,
of course. That was in 1978. The famous military junta World Cup. We all enjoyed that one. John?
Japan.
Yep. Japan was also in 2002.
South Japan, not to be confused with North Japan.
Mm-hmm. Musa?
France.
Yep. France. France 1998, of course. Seb, back to you.
Italy.
Yeah. Well, Italy is multiple times. So 1934. Wait, have we had Italy?
Yes, we had Italy.
We've had Italy. You're absolutely right. I just didn't leak them from 19. Okay, Seb.
Ejected.
You're out. You're
Ejected.
ejected. Give me 1 moment just so that I can make this smaller. I'll be more easy to be able to see it. Okay, fine. We're back in play. Seb is out because he wasn't paying attention. And John,
Canada.
Back to you. Canada, of course, you can have. Musa, I'm going to give you some strategic assistance here. Don't let John just sweep up with when he said Canada. Oh, actually, there's none left because Mexico and the US have already gone. Okay.
Russia,
of course, 2018. John?
I'm scraping at the barrel a bit. Oh, actually, no one said Qatar yet, so I'll say that.
No one said Qatar, 2022. You're absolutely right.
Saudi Arabia.
You can have. The 2034 hosts Saudi Arabia.
Now, I've got a funny feeling that the next one, there's like hundreds of countries involved.
There's not hundreds of countries involved. There's 3.
No, but there's games in. There are games in.
It was the cross-continental ones.
The cross-continental ones.
So Saudi Arabia could then be.
Yeah. So there's some happening in South America.
It's up to you.
And there's some happening in North Africa.
You're
right?
taking some time.
I'm going to say Morocco because I think Morocco might be
Morocco are one of the official hosts next year. Yes.
Spain.
Yes, Spain are also one of the official hosts, and they also hosted it in 1982.
Yeah, that was my reference.
John.
Portugal.
Yeah, I was going to say Portugal. One of the other official hosts of the next one.
Uruguay.
Uruguay, of course, 1930, and also anniversary match host in the next tournament.
And there's another one around that area.
Back to you, John.
Or is there?
Is there still some available? How many available are there?
There are five remaining correct answers.
Germany.
Germany, yep. You could. So Germany 2006, also West Germany 1974. Brazil, of course, 2014 and 1950. There are 3 remaining correct answers, John.
Try to befuddle his brain. Rest defence.
He's taking
Marcelo Bielsa.
I only know useful things.
Bagels at midnight. Can I order another?
Computer games with Joe.
Being berated.
Why do I hate the chat so much?
Oh,
I do hate this chat, that's true.
Mr. Speaker. Come on, John. Give me an answer.
Gotta hurry him there.
Say a country. 5, 4, 3. Say a country. 2. Say a country. 1.
Paraguay.
Paraguay's one of them. Correct.
Oh.
Yes.
Is that next? Is that one of the? Is that one of the ones next?
It's one of the.
England.
One of the anniversary. England's been taken, Musa. It's been taken. No. Okay, no, you've got to get one. You've got to get the last one correct, John. We could have a situation where we have no winner. I love it when there's no winner.
I can't remember who said England.
Pep Guardiola, mid-block.
Yeah, unfortunately, John said England. And then, do you remember I looked at the camera and talked about how much I hated everyone?
That was funny because there's one I was going to say and I should have said it actually instead.
Don't say it now.
I won't say it now.
Because you don't want John to win. John? You're taking a long time. You're not even near the microphone, John.
The microphone isn't good for my thinking.
Okay, well, that's too bad because you have to stay on it at all times. I'm going to have a sip of water, and then when I finish sipping this, I will start counting
sip,
down.
Joe. Make it a really long sip.
I do have another one, I think. I've got another one, I think.
Yeah, there are 2 more remaining answers. I'm counting down. 5, 4, 3, say country. 2, say country.
So I think this
1,
is wrong.
Say country.
I think this is wrong.
Say it.
But because I think it's a Euros that they shared with Germany, but I'm going to say Poland.
Poland is wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Switzerland.
Yeah, it's Switzerland, 1954 you could have had. And the other one, of course, 1958. Any takers? Sweden.
I nearly said Sweden, but then I thought I was getting
I was
confused.
going to say Switzerland.
Winter Olympics.
I was going to say Switzerland before.
I think Musa deserves that
The
one.
Battle of Bern.
He knew better than me.
It's an honourable draw.
It's an honourable draw. That's all it is. It's not an honourable draw because the way we do things here, Musa, is that when nobody wins, I'm the winner. So today,
the house wins.
the house always wins eventually. What a terrifically competitive.
We did quite well though.
I tell you what, I restored
You've
some feeling.
retreated
Yesterday I was pretty poor.
I thought you were pretty good yesterday, but today
I was ropey yesterday.
The other day I was so poor that Ruben messaged me to complain.
Oh my goodness.
That's how bad I was.
God.
So I apologise for that one.
Let me tell you as well, the fun thing I always find about the rondo is that players don't realise this until they play, but half the trick is listening.
Yeah.
Half the time, people go out because they give an answer that's already been given.
You're thinking in between your goals. So you
Well, both of these guys went out because they repeated answers.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't remember hearing.
It's like squash.
I didn't hear.
70% of the points are unforced errors or whatever.
No way.
Something like weird like that.
That feels quite.
You just have to stay in the game long enough.
Yeah,
to
but that's because that
viewless
squeaky ball, though, isn't
strategy
it?
to the rondo. It's like having the rondo at your feet is a bad thing.
No, but okay. Actually, can we actually stop?
Get rid of the rondo as soon as it arrives.
I have a different thought with squash. I think people end it because it's the desire for oblivion. Because it's the endless path. It's like the shining path. You look at it, it's like, oh my goodness, this endless motorway, and then you just, please divert me. I think people, it's not an unforced error, it's very much existential.
I think you have to embrace the feeling of oblivion. Like.
It's breaking free. Like people say,
exactly,
I love about squash, I love the end of the point. You can imagine like Werner Hertz will be like, I love the end of the point.
Why are we here?
Yes.
Where is the point going?
We're here to end. We're here to end.
The players play on endlessly. They do not know why they are here, and yet they are compelled to keep playing.
There we go. Do you know that's the second impression of the day?
This is like being back on my own podcast. This is like when Ryan just goes into
Anyway, well, we were almost done talking about Musa's Khan. We were almost done
God.
talking about Argentina. We're going to dip back in just very, very briefly on 2 points. The first one, we talked about Messi for ages there. Argentina is a team, John. They found some ways to unpick Austria here. It was a tricky game for them. My main takeaway, though, from watching this was, okay, good team, can see how they could beat teams, can also see how they would be beaten. As I watched everything through the perspective of England, and I finished that game thinking, England will beat them. England will beat them.
You think England will beat everyone anyways?
No,
it's not
I think England will beat
profound
Argentina. I'm not certain that England will beat France. I'm going to watch the game at 10 p.m. and then afterwards I'll say that. But right now I'm not saying it. I don't know. I think they have fallibilities, don't they? They have fallibilities.
They do. I'm just enjoying Ryan crossing out and uncrossing out the running order because
he thought we were done.
Argentina. He was like, "Done. We're done with them." And then you brought it up and he quickly uncrossed it out. So I wasn't listening to anything you're saying. But yeah,
what I'm saying is Argentina have fallibilities.
Yeah, for sure. And, this is, it is a pragmatic Argentinian side. I think the fact that they have Messi who can pull off those moments shouldn't, distract us from that fact. Yeah. I thought in this game they made changes that they needed to make. We talked a lot in the run up to this game about how both of these teams like to use the centre of the pitch. And we saw, I think, gradually through the game, Argentina earlier than Austria, trying to find ways of using width, despite the fact that they probably don't have the best players to exploit those situations. But yeah, they found a way, and I think these tournaments always end up being, you have to get through the group stages in a sort of fairly pragmatic way, and then when you get to the knockout stages, it becomes a very different beast. And I think we know at this point that Argentina can get through the knockout stages very comfortably. The question is going to be, what are they going to look like when they get to when the rubber starts hitting the road with the better teams, where it's not just about making sure you're getting through and Messi is popping in a few goals for you. It's about actually being able to compete over the 90 minutes and construct a game plan that will consistently work against the better side. So I think they've been impressive. I think Scaloni is a fantastic coach, and you could see that even just from the way that he approached this game. But I think they are still a team who are very pragmatic. They've not done a huge amount in the last 2 games. They've not created a ton of chances. They've relied on Messi for all of their goals. I guess we're still waiting to see what that will look like later on.
Yeah, for sure. Seb, I was quite impressed by Austria, the way that they played aggressively. They went after Argentina from the beginning. You were too, but you also said you were a little disappointed as well.
Yeah, I was. I thought the game plan was good. They pressed them high. They're aggressive. There was a bit of physicality and a bit of needle in the game, which I thought kind of suited them. And it seemed like a design tactic to ruffle some of the more combustible characters in that Argentinian team. And fair enough. I think when they did retrieve possession, even though they forced turnovers quite hard at the pitch, they didn't use it particularly well.
That's fair.
I also think whilst there just wasn't enough craft. So when Austria had possession phases in Argentina's half, it was very predictable. There wasn't enough variety. I think it took until, after 68 minutes, they'd only really had one shot on target, and that was Marcel Sabitz's direct free kick, which was kind of a cross, really. I think it wasn't. I also thought Connie Chukwuemeka should have come on a little bit earlier, because a carrier, someone that can be aggressive with the ball at his feet, but also can see some passing angles. It didn't feel at any point like they had the attacking quality to cause a problem, or to cause any sort of panic in the Argentinian defence, or to force Martinez to make any kind of urgent intervention.
I think they looked good in the first quarter where both teams were trying to go through the middle. They looked competitive, and I think once the game moved out of those areas, then they looked much less
saying
effective.
that, though, there could still be a stumbling block for teams in the knockout stages, right? We'd expect them to go through second in the group, probably still.
You could imagine them putting together a kind of what we'll call like a Switzerland-like performance from previous World Cups, where they're probably not going to beat themselves. And remember, they got beaten by 2 Leo Messi goals today, so that's kind of add yourself to the list, boys, right? So they're competent. Their defending was pretty good. I was impressed by their goalkeeper. I thought he played really well. He was unlucky with the second goal too, because he makes a terrific save before it actually happened.
Yes.
And in a certain type of context, you can imagine them finding the goals that they needed, set piece delivery if it was a little bit better. I wanted them to go a little bit more direct, actually. There were times when it became a little bit over deliberate, which didn't suit the players they had on the pitch. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Giving the centre-backs more challenges. There were a couple of times Otamendi came on around that period where they're trying to adjust the new defensive configuration. They looked a little bit slacker Argentina, and there could have been something to exploit. I think especially whenever a substitution is made, it's a time to exploit. I think maybe a lack of chemistry in between the new lineup and the old one.
Pull your mic in a bit more, Musa.
Yeah, but generally speaking, I don't think Austria could have done much more. I think these are both teams that are optimising their available resources.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that Argentina's ceiling is far higher than what we've seen at the moment. And I'm also not sure how many goals either of these teams have in them against truly elite opposition.
Yeah.
I think also, so I think Lima's selection as a fullback today was probably deference to Messi.
Yes.
Because you're trying to take that away.
Yeah.
I don't think Vanna as a attacking midfielder worked today. Didn't really have an impression on the game.
Yeah.
I think I want Lima in a more central position because he's more influential. So let's see what happens. They'll play Algeria in the next game. If they win, they'll go through.
If they draw, they'll go through.
Yeah, but depending on what happens this evening, I guess.
Oh yes, that's true. No,
yeah.
But, I mean, they would very likely go through as best.
Yeah, very likely. Yeah.
4 points. Yeah.
But if they finish second, they would then probably go to face Spain.
Yeah.
In the round of 32, which is a nightmare.
That is a bit of a nightmare, but I'd be curious to see that matchup. I'll say also, I was listening to Duncan Alexander of The Athletic on the Totally Football podcast yesterday, and he was saying that as it stands, the models all are tracking to say that -2 goal difference for third place should still be enough to go through as one of the best 8 third place teams.
Yeah.
That's making the cut if you're playing a golf tournament.
That's what it looks like, 3 points and -2 goal difference.
Right, okay.
There we go. Okay, moving on from that, congratulations to Argentina, of course. Congratulations also due to Egypt, for whom last night they came from a goal down to beat New Zealand and record their first ever win in the World Cup finals. Goals from Zico, Salah and Trezeguet secured the victory in Vancouver. Musa, Egypt's first ever World Cup win. We mentioned this already on the podcast over the last few days. It's kind of crazy to think that they haven't had one previously.
Yes, and I feel like they broke character. I feel like this was a more enterprising Egypt we've accustomed to seeing at recent international tournaments, including AFCON, where Egypt often scrape forward. And I don't think that's because they're inherently conservative. I think it's because they haven't had the tools in attack. Marmoush, Zico and Trezeguet alongside Salah, these are really strong, secondary, tertiary options in attack, and it allowed Egypt to have a more open game. I think that came at the expense somehow of the conservatism we've seen in recent tournaments. And some of the defending from Egypt was quite panicky and they're quite unsure of themselves. That's also pressured New Zealand. Pressure them in wide areas, understanding where they like playing out from, and then just clamping down. And they were really good at that in their first game, the 2-2 draw, and really impressive again here. I mean, it could have been 2-0, and they were really impressive, New Zealand, for the first third of this game. Yeah, could have claimed it. So yeah, like one of the kind of underrated, not classics, but one of the games that might go under the radar because of the volume of football that's been played this tournament, but certainly a great encounter.
It's got really good performances in that New Zealand team as well. Like Elijah Just from New Zealand, I thought he played well in both of the first 2 games.
Yeah,
actually.
fantastic.
He played well last night.
Yeah.
He's definitely moving somewhere.
You'd have thought so.
You think so?
Yeah. He had a great. I actually watched him quite a bit this season because I followed the Scottish, title challenge a fair way, and he was playing for Motherwell, and they were up in the top half, so they played a few games, and I was impressed with him there. But he's been incredible in this tournament.
Yeah. Okay. Well, also, we were speaking earlier about the notion that Kylian Mbappe maybe won't have the longevity of Messi. I feel like Mo Salah maybe will. Mo Salah's like the only other player that I watch that I think like, oh yeah, I could imagine Mo Salah still playing.
Scored a very messy goal actually.
Nice.
The 1-2 with Zico. And then the finish into the far corner just stroked it. And I think this is again, very much like you have a team built around Messi for Argentina. The team is built around Salah and his strengths, as it should be, with a talent like that. But credit to the supporting cast for stepping up.
Yeah.
Again, like we saw Mo Salah get them to the AFCON final, and everyone going why didn't they win? Well, actually, because he didn't have much in the tank. I mean, I think the second most advanced player in that AFCON, I think, was El Neni,
right,
who was primarily defensive. So I'm sure he's glad to have the extra help in his advancing years.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, right, let's take another break quickly, and when we come back, we will briefly look ahead to England. We will fill in our points of bad scores, and we have the third instalment of the second-hand game. I keep forgetting the name of it.
Points of bad?
No, that's there's a third. Imagine a third game to play.
So many games.
So many games.
But what is life if not
if not play? What is life if not play?
All right.
Back to Bernal.
We'll be right back. And we're back. Okay, what another terrific break that was. John, I'll tell you what, let's combine our points are bad scoring and looking ahead to England, because the game that one of the games at least tomorrow that we do need to predict for is England-Ghana. And we also need to predict for our games today, because we forgot to do that before.
Yeah,
it's very sad news and points are bad. Unfortunately, what happened is we were waiting for so long for JJ to fill in his score. It's not quite his fault as much as I'm desperate to blame him. But no, Kaya, John and I didn't get around to filling in our scores for Argentina, Austria. So we've all taken the 5-point penalty. Luckily, JJ's prediction was quite far off.
Kaya should take a 6-point penalty for trying
Kaya should take a 10-point penalty.
Oh, yeah.
He's quite far behind us already, though. So I feel a little bit sorry for him.
Let's just give him a 4-point penalty then, to be patronising.
Yeah, we could do that. Well, the scores as they currently are, JJ's in last place on 108. Then it's Kaya on 100. So there's a fairly big gap there. It's so close between you and me. I'm on 89, you're on 88 after the first game. So one of the games that we're going to predict for tomorrow is England versus Ghana. They play in Boston. So obviously, it's the second game of the tournament for both teams. Do you think they'll take the same starting lineup into the team?
I think they will in this game.
Yeah.
And they'll be a little bit more fluid with the last game against Panama.
Yeah. Great. That's the shortest answer you've ever given me on the podcast. Incredible.
I was giving that answer, and I was like, I wonder what he would do if I just stopped.
Did my reaction please you?
Yeah, it was pleasing.
I was a little bit pissy about it.
You were just like, I've not really thought that far ahead, right? You thought you had plenty of breathing.
I thought I had time to continue my background work, but no, apparently not. Seb, were you going to interject?
Yeah, I was going to say, we were asked to do this for an athletic
and
feature
stop. No.
yesterday, and I think it probably makes sense to keep the back four, or maybe the back six together, just because there are a few security issues. But I wonder whether, because of how important England's press is going to be throughout this tournament, maybe you do a little bit of rotation with the wide forward. So maybe Rashford starts instead of Gordon, Saka instead of Madueke.
Yeah.
And maybe, just because I think Bellingham played terrifically well in the first game, but Morgan Rogers is a brilliant player too. And you probably wouldn't lose a lot by putting him in. And also, you've got to play some of these guys into the tournament at the same time, and you just because they're going to matter at some point.
Absolutely.
But it's easy to underestimate Ghana because of their turmoil pre-tournament and the sacking and the changing coach. But this is a good side with talent.
Yeah.
They're not a team to underestimate at all.
No. Okay, fine. Musa, do you think England have anything that sets them apart from the other elite teams here at the tournament?
I wouldn't say sets them apart, but I would say they have almost as wide a range of tools as anyone.
Mm-hmm.
They can play a variety of games. They can beat you in open play, set pieces. They can absorb a huge amount of pressure. They learned that from Southgate, but they also have complex attacking systems in the final third. And they just have goals. They have arguably the widest range of firepower.
That's interesting you say that, because the other question I was going to ask is, obviously if they get a win against Ghana, they'll have 6 points, they'll be through. You would expect to see them rotate the team against Panama. Yes. Are there any players that you would like personally to see play in that game that maybe haven't featured so far?
Well, the obvious ones, Rogers, Saka. I still think they should start with the same lineup. They should just go again with that. And if they get a decisive lead, or if they look like they're going through, start subbing as soon as possible. And maybe get like some of the strikers involved.
Yeah. Tony?
Watkins, just getting some touches, some reps. Because
stick Dan Burn up front.
Against
Panama.
Why not?
I just think, look, just try and give as many players, what do they call it in basketball, touches of the rock as possible, as many touches as possible, just to get everyone conditioned, because it's going to be a grueling last few stages.
I feel like it's also important to have everyone involved, not just from a conditioning perspective, but for the sake of the camp, right? Everyone's going to be participating. Also, you never know what's going to happen. You may have injuries, and you don't want a disenfranchised player having to come in, in a quarter-final and having to kind of
play for the first time. Absolutely.
Also, a lot relies on Kane not getting an injury, right? Not. They can still win the World Cup without Kane. To me, that's without question. It's more that you want to get them used to playing a different system and style, just in case he gets an injury, and then you're having to build up differently. So, look, of course, Tuchel has a plan B for Harry Kane, because Jude Bellingham's right there and is an extraordinary, like, one-size-fits-all, like a midfielder that is just almost a victim of his range of talents.
Yeah.
Bellingham slotting him in and then working out players to like coming around him, because I think he's the he's the second player the team is built around.
I feel like he could play in goal even.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Okay, well, John, you're not allowed to submit your prediction for England-Ghana because you'll be picking last as the current leader. But what, if you had a fresh slate, what would you pick? What do you think?
Well, it'll depend what you pick. So
right,
I'll maybe throw the question back at you.
Aside from the game, all right, fine. You would like me to answer?
Yeah, I'll be
10-0. Let's move on to the next section. Here we go.
That's your points of bad prediction.
No, I'm not really, because we've got to wait for JJ and Kaya to fill those in. What I do need from you,
they not? I think they have.
They've done them for today. They haven't done them for tomorrow. We're all over the place because we're recording podcasts halfway through games, which is why. And also
5 point.
We've been on two different continents for a while. What I am looking for from us, though, are predictions for France-Iraq. So Kaya has gone for 3-0. JJ's gone for 3-1. I'm feeling brave about France. I'm going to say they're going to win 5-0
Nice
tonight. What do you think?
I'll go 4-0. I would have gone 5-0, but maybe, yeah.
Okay, you can take 4-0. Norway-Senegal, that's another fascinating game. What time is that on? Really late, that one?
2 a.m., is it?
That's 2 a.m.
I don't know.
Or
maybe it's 1.
That's Vibe, Norway, Senegal.
JJ's put 2-1 Norway. Kaya's put 2-1 Senegal, which I think is interesting. I really have no idea what that game's going to look like. So I'm going to say 1-0 Norway. I feel like Erling Haaland's going to score a 90th minute goal in what was otherwise a thrilling 0-0. What do you think?
Kaya's gone, 2-1 Senegal?
Yeah, 2-1 both ways is taken.
Right.
1 a.m. for that game, UK time.
1 a.m. UK time?
Yeah.
Senegal desperate.
You've really not left me with anything, have you? It's like I can't even go 1-1.
You can't go 1-1, no.
Rest defence. Bielsa.
Oh, Bielsa.
Games day
Uruguay.
Rocket League.
Squash is pointless.
And Ganch.
I'm not going to give you a prediction. Joke's on you. I'll take the 5 points, please.
You know what? I respect him even more now. I love that he went there.
Okay, well, let's go 3-2.
3-2 to Norway.
I love
2.
I've put it in as Norway, so
Norway,
you've got to
okay.
take that. Okay, great.
I don't believe that, but yeah.
We've got
fine.
Jordan-Algeria is the late game. JJ's taken 3-3 in that game, which I think is...
Damn.
Yeah, damn it.
That sounds like an alternative R&B artist.
Yeah, what, Jordan-Algeria.
Yeah, it's a banger for them.
It's a great name. And then, JJ's taken 3-3. Kaya's taken 2-1 to Algeria. I'm gonna take 2-0 to Algeria. What about you? I mean, 1-0 Algeria's there. 0-0 also a taker here.
I go 2-1 Algeria.
2, that is taken. That's one of the ones that's
I'll
taken.
go with 3-0 Algeria.
3-0. All right. There we go. Fine. And we'll get them to predict their others off camera before they arrive tomorrow. And if you're watching this podcast tomorrow and that hasn't happened, I'll pretend to be happy about it on the show, but just know I'll be absolutely seething. I'll be seething. Livid. All right. One more thing to do before we finish the podcast today. It's installment 3 of the second-hand eBay challenge. Now,
I thought you gave it a name with a colon in it.
One of my favourite things to do is to change the name of things every time I say it. And today it's called the Second-Hand eBay Challenge. Very exciting. Now, it's round 3 of the Second-Hand eBay Challenge. This is the International Incident Challenge. What does that mean? Well, it means that John and JJ had £50 each. That's the allotted amount of money for this specific round to spend on something from eBay. They wanted to buy a football-related item originally from a country outside of the UK. That was this instalment. Previous rounds, we had the Cult Hero round where you spent £30. We originally had the Bargain round where you spent £20. The amount of money is increasing every week as well. Very exciting. So Seb here, he's got JJ's. He's got JJ's to read out and to show. But John, let's start with you.
Start with me.
Yeah. What have you got for us? What have you filled in for the International Incident round, and how much did you spend on it?
What was the spending limit? Was £50.
£50.
I spent less than £50 on this.
Great,
I don't remember.
perfect.
In fact, I can tell you if you want.
No, don't worry. It doesn't really
you.
matter that much.
I spent £50 exactly on
Right.
this. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Somehow I don't believe you, but that's fine. What have you bought?
So I've gone for a memorabilia from a World Cup
What is that?
from 2002.
Can we see that on the camera, Jamie?
I'm going to open the box. It's a box.
Oh, it's a box. Oh, it's
wow.
This is the official watch of the 2002.
No way.
Well,
no way.
Who makes it? Who's the maker?
I don't
of
know
this?
who made it actually.
Is the maker from South Korea, Japan?
It would have to be a FIFA sponsor, surely.
I don't know. So
We
you
don't
can only
see
get it from that World Cup.
Let's
So
have
I'm
a look.
considering it.
Wow.
Oh my God.
How about that, Ryan? Oh, you can't put you can't put a poll in the live chat, can you? I still haven't given you the permission to do that. Hold on, let me do that.
That is like, it's quite a cool watch as well. Like, it's kind of, like if James Bond in the 1950s wears that watch.
Yeah.
That is like a cool watch. Legit. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Timothy Dalton would wear that and he could use it to cut glass.
That actually looks amazing. Yeah, like cut diamonds. Yeah, like a
diamond cutter.
Diamond thief. Yeah, diamond thief would use that. That is dude. That's I would.
There's some whispering over there in the corner.
You bought that for £50.
John and Ryan. Yeah, fine.
That's an absolute steal. That's gorgeous.
Do you want to tell us anything else about it, John?
No.
Can I have a look at it?
Have you worn it yet?
No.
It's amazing. You're going to wear it, right?
I don't know. Yeah.
One of my favourite things. I mean, it's a very beautiful watch. One of my favourite things about.
He's even a watch guy as well. I should wear it. Yeah, sorry.
Your last item was that there was a nice emotional story behind.
There's
it.
no emotional story behind this.
But you do like watches.
I do like watches.
You spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos about how to fix watches.
That's true.
Have you seen Russell Crowe's
Very
new? Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Right. Really good. It's really
He's got a watch like podcast.
He's got a watch podcast.
Well, it's
video podcast.
Has he got a pod? Yeah,
Well
he
done,
basically
John.
just every once in a while. So Russell Crowe is a watch guy.
Wow. Okay.
And obviously being Russell Crowe means he can get like incredible things. So there's a watchmaker in Italy who made a series of watches for him. I think he made 50 watches for him, styled around Gladiator.
No way.
For some anniversary of the thing. So yeah, he's one of these guys who is in the privileged position of being able to, really weaponize his obsession with watches.
I mean, that's a gorgeous watch, by the way, I have to say.
Yeah, look, it actually looks all right.
Jamie,
I don't know if I'd wear it. But
Did we get the watch on camera? Do you want me to hold it right in front of the camera? Is it possible? Will you hold this for me for a second?
Do you want me to?
Oh yeah, actually, do you mind giving it a try, John? Your camera's over here in the corner. This one? Is it going to be in focus there, Jamie? He's going to come and focus it, everyone. Right. The audio listeners are going to love this part. Don't worry. If they're still listening, they've been here all the way till the end. It's not going to work, Joe. It's not going to work? I'd say just keep trying. It's not like we're live in front of thousands of people or anything. Doesn't matter. No? There you go. Got it. You got it? There it is. They were asking. They were asking in the chat. They wanted to see. Nothing worse than having an item off and then not being able to show the item.
I'm going to be out of focus.
That's fine. We don't need to see you. We've seen more than enough of you. How about that? Terrific. Well done, John. That's nice. I mean, it certainly caught Musa's attention. Unfortunately, Musa isn't the person that's voting for the winner today. It is the live chat, and we'll put the poll in the chat very shortly after we have found out from Seb what it is that JJ's bought.
Yeah, so
and what he sent you to read about it.
Yeah, do you want me to reveal the item first or to read what JJ sent me first?
Well, you've seen what he's written. Would it be funnier to do it which way around?
Okay, I'm going to reveal the item first.
Reveal the item first. Okay, this is what JJ's bought for the International Incident category.
Okay.
He texted me to say this is very good.
It is, actually. So this, according to JJ, is a 2010 South Africa Nelson Mandela football tie.
Wow.
Which is the camera, Joe?
Any of the cameras.
Any of the ones. It has pictures, JJ. It has pictures of South African things on it. It is a fantastic tie. What more can I say about the tie? ? Well, first, it costs $49.99, including postage.
Really?
So that's quite impressive.
Very
well
good.
done, JJ. Second, it has pictures of Nelson Mandela on it. Let's just check that it actually does. There's pictures of everything other than Nelson on here.
Oh, if there's false information about the tie, then I think that will impact the voters.
Hang on.
The poll is in the chat, by the way. The poll is in the chat. Could you describe what you're seeing, Seb, please?
A lot of different pictures of things which aren't necessarily obvious at the moment.
Right.
We're still yet to confirm the Nelson Mandela aspect.
Right.
It does say South Africa 2010 on it.
Okay.
Nelson Mandela Bay, but that's words. That's
Right.
not a picture.
That's not a picture.
It's a little faded, so I might be doing JJ a disservice. We're still looking.
We're
still looking for Mandela.
Still looking for Mandela.
We're still looking for Mandela on the tie.
Yeah, Miss. I will read everything else.
Oh, there's more to read.
Oh, there's much more.
Good.
So second, it has pictures of Nelson Mandela on it, pending. What a tie! Exclamation mark. Third, it would look fantastic even outside of South Africa. Fourth, I think my friend, the author and comedy writer Joel Golby, actually found this, so he should get credit.
Right.
So that's him ejected from the game, really.
I have to say also, JJ name dropping while he's not even here. Yeah. There we go.
Sounds like palming off responsibility.
And fifth, if you close it, if you hold it close to your ear like a seashell, Moose, you can faintly hear the beautiful, never-ending drone of 80,000 vuvuzelas.
How about that?
I would not vouch.
There have been two very big claims made of this tie, neither of which have been verified just yet.
I have certainly found a lion on this. I found a rhinoceros and an elephant. I have not found the former president of South Africa.
Wow.
The search continues.
The poll has finished. Incredibly.
Hang on. Are we not? Wait. We're accepting that this is £49.99 worth of.
So hold on. The poll has finished. What happened was that JJ, when we initially revealed the tie, JJ was instantly quite far ahead in the vote. He was up to 60% of the vote. The more that we revealed that there were factual inaccuracies in his comments about the tie, that his score dropped and dropped. And I ended the poll at a perfect 50-50 between John and JJ.
Respectfully, this is like when someone's on trial for murder and they're acquitted because you can't find the weapon. I mean, this tie, it's actually quite unsettling because it's raising more questions than it answers.
There are aspects
questions
to this tie that are quite different.
there are troubling elements.
Okay.
Disconcerting.
Here's what I'm going to do. Because it's 50-50 in the poll, I'm going to allow our guest, Musa Okwonga, to choose the victor. Now, Musa Okwonga, do you choose the Nelson Mandela tie, or do you choose the official FIFA watch of 2002? What do you want to win?
I don't think
it's not what I want to win. I feel, if I may?
Yeah. I found an elephant.
The watch made claims it could substantiate. I am entirely convinced that's the origins and the purpose of this watch. I could not, in good faith, ascertain the origin or the purpose of this tie.
Lion.
Where is the tie from?
What is that? He can't in good faith ascertain the origin or purpose of the tie.
Cannot.
Well, there we go. It's another victory to John. It's 3-0 to John. Oh, poor old JJ. He'll be JJ. It's unfortunate for him. He's not been here for 2 of the 3 games. There's another one tomorrow. We're playing another one tomorrow because John and JJ are both in the studio. So JJ will have a chance to claw this back to 3-1. But you heard it. The people and Musa.
Oh, I've got an absolute zinger for tomorrow.
You've got a zinger for tomorrow. Oh, I love this game so much. Okay.
I fear the damage his reputation. Irreparable.
There we go. All right, Jon Mackenzie, thank you very much. Stafford-Bloor, thank you very much. Musa Okwonga, thank you very much. There we go. It's been a pleasure to hang out with you for 2 days. Really enjoyed it. Thanks to producer Ryan and to producer Jamie chortling over there in the background. We'll be back tomorrow. We are live streaming, of course. Our watch-along is for the England game. I believe our live stream starts at 8 p.m. tomorrow. So if you're only interested in the podcast part of it, come along after the England game. We'll be recording that around 11:15. But until then, ta-ra, goodbye, good night, au revoir, bienvenue, and farewell, friends.